Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am looking at an iconic classic pen by the brand Montblanc, and that is the Montblanc 146R. The R is the indication of the colors, so this is the red version of the 146. This one is not made anymore, I believe. This is a pen from the 90s when they still had this nice red color. Right now they make different versions of it, but not in this color. I'm borrowing this from my boyfriend James, and when he got this, I think he basically fell for this nice color because of the combination with the gold hardware here, and I think it does look lovely. I want to show you the pen up close and show you the nib. This nib is really funny, and I'll tell you why in a second when I change the shot. So let's go look up close to this Montblanc 146R. Okay, welcome back to a close-up shot of this Montblanc pen. It is, of course, again, very dark in the Netherlands, so the red burgundy color is very hard to see. I'll try to add some pictures to the description box so you can see the beautiful color in more detail when I post this video. This pen is a cigar-shaped pen. It is a piston filler. It has gold hardware, so the cap band is gold, the clip is gold, this nice band is gold. Of course, Montblanc pens are very famous for their snowflake on the cap. It looks really nice. This is basically one of the most recognizable brands, I think, because of this snowflake or the snow-capped mountain. The cap band says Montblanc Meisterstück. There's a number there, and it's 146. It does not say 146R right here, so you could just call it a 146, but R is for the red color, I believe. This is a copy or a version from the 90s, I believe. The newer ones do not come in red anymore. This nib is, of course, a thing of beauty. This is the two-tone nib. I hope you can see that this is two-tone. It says Montblanc. Has the Montblanc logo, and it has the numbers 4810, has some scroll work. This nib is, I would say, an adventure to write with. So I don't know if many Montblancs suffer from this issue, but this pen suffers from baby's bottom. And being a double broad nib is really strange to have a pen skip and then write quite wetly. But on some words, it skips on the first stroke. This could be easily fixed by taking it to a nibmeister. I would not work on this pen myself because it is fairly pricey, of course, being a Montblanc. But yeah, it is something to keep in mind. I have heard that Montblancs sometimes have finicky nibs. And maybe it's the older Montblancs that have this more. I do not know. Let's see how it writes though. So it's a skippy nib sometimes. I initially put Monteverde birthday cake in it. Did not work. It would skip on basically every word. I then moved on to an ink that I know should be fairly wet, and that's Sutsuji by Hiroshizuku. But yeah, so I had to re-ink it because it was unbearable, such a nasty word, but it was fairly unbearable. So a double broad, you would say that's a nice thick line, right? This pen is a double broad, but these are the downstrokes. As you can see, it does sometimes skip downstrokes, and then you go to the side strokes. and they are much thinner. Let's get a closer up look straight on. So the downstrokes are much broader than the side strokes. So this is definitely a nib that writes broadly, but I don't know if I would call it a double broad or just a stub nib. When it gets going, it generally keeps writing. It is only on the downstroke that this skips. So if you go up, there's no issue. So this is not something that I would try to fix myself, but it is definitely fixable. So down, side. I mean, this nib is unique and lovely when it writes, but you just have to get it to write. If we look at the balance of this pen, it is a fairly big pen. And it has a fairly big nib, which is nice. It's not perfect for my hands. It is slightly too big. It reminds me a little bit of the Pilot 823. I have that right in front of me so I can show you a comparison of the two next to each other. Let me just grab it. It's right here. And let's see if they are similar. Okay, so the 823 is a little bit bigger. It has a bigger nib too, as you can see. But the feel of them in my hand is fairly similar. Yeah, so this is the 823, which is longer. And this is the 146. Let's focus on that. They're both quite long. This is not a pen that I would choose to post. I'm doing it very carefully. It is postable, but the balance is weird and it's just ginormous when posted, right? So I would not choose to do that. Lengthwise, when it's capped, we can also compare it to the 823, and then we see that they are very similar in size. So if you know the size of the 823 and you like it, you could choose to opt for a Montblanc. I would try to test the Montblanc in the store to make sure that you get a nice nib. So see, skip, test the Montblanc. But yeah, it's a fun nib. It's just skippy. But the double broad or the stubby nib is fun to write with. All in all, I think this is a very classy looking pen. And I think people would definitely notice you if you use a pen like this. It is not very flashy, but people just recognize the snowflake. And when you're using a fountain pen and they see that snowflake, they must assume like, oh, that person has an expensive pen. That's not a reason to get it or not get it for me. I would more consider the nib and the size of it something that would make it a not very usable pen for me. I do like it. It does feel special and like it's a quality pen. But yeah, try it at a boutique or at a pen show. See if you like it. See if the size is for you. And then also check the nib. That would be my advice. Yeah, that's it. If there are any questions or comments or ponderings, you can leave them down below. And I'll read them and comment back. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time in a different video. Bye-bye.